This conference will now be recorded.
Yeah, fine guys. Are you able to see my screen? Are you
Yes,
able
we
to
can
see my
see.
screen? Yeah, okay, fine. So, in addition, this is further to our discussion yesterday session on the various sales processes. Now, in order to do or in order to configure all the sales processes and execute from end to end, okay, we need to have a source of data. Like let's say I want to create a sales order. In order to create the sales document, we need to have a set of data available as a source. Okay, the first source to create any transactional data in the system is an enterprise structure. Okay, enterprise structure we need to have in the system. It's like a blueprint of any construction. It's like uh, a physical setup like how we have in the real time. In the similar way, in the SAP system, we need to have an enterprise structure setup. Then only the further data will be created in the system, like creation of a master data, creation of condition records, creation of condition technique, all basic functions, creation of material, everything. So enterprise structure is mandatory to do any of other documents. I mean any other functionalities or the areas like creations and all. If you want to do, first we need to set up an enterprise structure. So this is the first source that we will be learning. The final objective is to create all the scenarios what we have discussed and run from end to end, like creation of an inquiry till the account document gets generated after the invoice document, and we will execute the returns process also end to end. All the scenarios we will execute. So in order to do so, we need to start with the enterprise structure. Here we are going to learn some organization elements in the enterprise structure. We will learn some organizational elements. We define them, we make the proper assignment among them, okay, and we make use of it. Okay, now we'll be learning something like company, what exactly is the company, you know and what is a company code, what is the sales organization, some distribution channels, some divisions, okay, sales office, sales group, plant, you know there are storage locations, there are shipping points, okay. All these are the organizational elements or organizational unit that we will learn in the entire course, okay. But as a SD consultant, we will be doing only the 5 organization elements, that is sales organization, distribution channel, division, sales office and sales group. Only these 5 organizational elements that we will define in the system in real time. But here for practice, okay, since other module people are not here, so as a part of our training we will define remaining organizational elements. What does it mean? Let's say there is a company code, and one more organizational unit is there, credit control area, that I have not defined here, because credit control area is maintained for the credit management functionality. When we are learning credit management in S4 HANA, then I will define it. For now only we define these organizational units, okay. So usually the company code and the credit control area are under FICO module, finance and controlling. But since they are not here, we will define it. Why do we need them? Because whatever the sales transactions we do, finally that gets updated in the accounting side, that gets updated in the finance module. For that reason, we need to have, you know, the the company code details here. So we define them. Usually these are under FICO module. And the sales organization, distribution, divisions, sales office, sales group, these five organizational elements are under sales and distribution. Similarly, we have the plant here, plant 1, plant 2. I have taken an example. The plants are under, you know, multiple modules use it, but usually module will create a plant, materials management. And we have a shipping point here. The shipping points are used to send the goods. Okay, these shipping points are defined by logistics execution module, LE, logistics execution, LETRA. In ECC it was LETRA. Now it is, you know, transportation management. We have all the functionality, but logistics execution people will create it. But here LE and SD, I mean sales and distribution, and LE is a small module. So okay, from SD side only we create it. I'll tell you, it is simple. Now, why do we need it? Why do we need these many organization elements? That is a point. Okay, let us discuss slowly, and we'll understand the assignments. Okay, then we'll get into the details. Okay, we'll do it in the system later. What exactly is the company? You know, it's, you know, business organization. Like, you know, if you take any company example, like, you know, Tata Motors or a BMW or a Infosys. Okay, if you take Mysore Sandal. Okay, like that, whatever the company we take, that is a business entity, we call it as a company. Okay, which is defined by FICO module. Actually, that is a name, or name of the business. And the company code, what exactly is the company? Let's say company, we have a presence in multiple countries. Every country accounting entities are defined in the form of a company code. Like whatever the financial transactions takes place during the purchasing of from the vendors, like that is nothing but, you know, incoming, whatever the material comes in, we purchase, you know, from materials management side, whatever we do the procurement side of it, all the payment, and whatever the production cost involved for a material production, to produce the material, all that production related expenses. And when we sell the material to the customer, finally from to take the material, you know, to take the amount finance side from the customer, for all these things, company code is the one which is a independent legal accounting entity. We call it as, this is the highest level of organizational element from FI side. Okay, so this must be there. Like, you know, as per standard SAP, for one country, one company code is sufficient. Let's say for India, we have a company code India. Whenever there is a single tax, I mean single tax procedures, single currency is there, for that country, one company code will be sufficient. Let's say we have business in all Asian countries. For India, let's say Singapore, Malaysia, like that. For every country, we can have one company code, which is responsible to manage balance sheets and profit and loss statements. In next slides, we will see in detail about what the company codes. For now, understand, a company is nothing but a business which may have presence in multiple countries, and in every country, to take care of the finance related aspects, you know, aspects of finance related aspects, then company codes are mandatory. This is handled by FICO. Company code is the highest level of organizational element in terms of FICO. What does that mean? Highest level means every day whatever is needed from finance, they always talk about company code, company code, company code. Whatever they do, that is the company code level they do activities. That's why this is the highest level of organizational unit for FICO. Okay, and then we have a sales organization. What exactly is the sales organization? This is the highest level of organizational element for SD module. What does it mean? Whatever the, see, sales organization is the highest level of organizational unit for SD module. And sales organization is responsible for selling of goods and services. Whatever we do, transactions, sales transactions, we say that under which sales organization you have done the transaction. Okay, to sell a material, to responsible for selling of goods and services and negotiating pricing related conditions. Anyway, what is the price of the material, at what price we have to sell it to the customer, all that related pricing related things. And customer returns, whenever customer is coming up with the complaints, all those things are addressed under a sales organization. Okay, sales organization is the highest level of organizational element for HD module, and which is responsible for selling of goods and services, negotiating pricing conditions, and handling customer returns. These are the major three reasons. And like we have, it is recommended by SAP that for a one country, when there is single tax procedure, there is single currency, it is always better to go for one country, company code. In a similar way, for a country, if doing of business is same, then it is advised, always recommended to go for one sales organization for one country. Logically, sales organization is a logical organization element. We define it. You will not find physically sales organization. Okay, it's a logically we define in the system. Let's say India is one my sales organization. So whatever the sales happen in India, that comes under sales organization India. When we define it, then you will understand. Okay, after the sales organization is creation, we need to have a distribution channels. What does this mean, distribution channels? Like now we have produced a material. The material finally need to reach the customers. Finally, the material needs to reach the customer. For that, a communication channel is needed. A medium of communication. Like from company to the customer, how the material is reaching. For the distribution chain purpose, we have, like let's say we have a direct to sale outlet where customer can come and purchase a material, and some customers are buying through online sale. That is one of the distribution chain. And some customers, we keep our materials with the retailers and with the wholesalers. Okay, customers will go there and they purchase from the retailers and from the wholesalers. Like online sales, directly they come to the uh, malls, direct shopping, like that. All these are the distribution channels. It is nothing but a channel through which material reaches the customer. For one sales organization, for one country, at least one distribution channel is mandatory. Otherwise, the sales transaction creation is not possible. At least one distribution channel must be there. That is either a direct sale, retail sale, online sale, wholesale, like that. And every distribution channel, it represents a business strategy, like how company wants to do the business, what distribution channel they are using, like that. Okay, for reporting purpose and all, it is highly useful for the management. Using online sale, how much business we are doing, using direct outlets, how much business we are doing, like that they can get to know the reports. So to create a transaction, at least one distribution channel is mandatory. And we have something called divisions. This is very important. Division is nothing but a product line, that is a material. Okay, see, you have a business, but you should know, you should have your products, right? The products is nothing but a division, a product line we call it as. Okay, a product line we call it as. So let's say Colgate, if you take, okay, there are toothpaste is there, that is one product. Okay, we call it as. Okay, similarly there is a brush that they have, that is again another a product. So the set of products whatever we have, the set of materials which have the similar attributes or features are not, are called as divisions. Okay, are called as divisions. Now let's say another example. Let's say Tata Motors, if we say they are into the four-wheeler segment, all the four-wheelers that they produce, they consider it. I am telling an example. Okay, let's say our four-wheelers are into one division, and they have six-wheelers, some sort of small trucks and all they are into one of the another division called six-wheelers. and they have heavy vehicles, big machineries and all. They have very big machines. That heavy vehicles we can call. Like that, a division is nothing but a product line which has similar attributes or features. Okay, and in order to do any sales transactions, either in a quotation, inquiry, whatever we want to do, at least one division is mandatory in the system. At least one division we have to create, otherwise sales transaction is not possible. Okay, then we have something called sales office. Here it's a physical location where actually a physical existence of office takes place. Okay, let's say we have business in multiple countries, maybe in country, in one country, again in India we may have offices in multiple places. So sales office is a physical location we can define in the system, and it's optional organizational element. The SAP we can define it. If not defined also, it will not stop our process. Similarly, sales group. What is sales group? It is set of employees who are doing sales transactions from one specific sales office. Let's say if you go to Hyderabad one office, you find some employees there. Okay, they are responsible and they are selling a products. So those sales group is nothing but a set of employees or executives doing sales transaction with respect to one sales office. Okay, so from SD side, if anyone asks you what are the organizational elements from the required for sales and distribution module, sales organization, distribution channel, division, sales office, sales group. These five are organization elements that we need to define in the system, and we will need we make will make a proper assignment to work them. See, individually, if you define, if you do not make proper assignment, it is of no use. Okay, we define individually and we make the assignment. Then we have another organization elements, that is plant. Here plant 1, plant 2. What exactly is a plant? Now plant is used by all modules. Why? Because some production is taking place in the plant. So PP module, they say that production it is taking place in, material is getting produced in the plant, so it's a production plant, they say. Module, they keep the stock of the material, so they say that it's inventory plant. Stock keeping unit, they say that it's a stock keeping unit. A plant is called as a stock keeping unit by module. So FICO says that in the plant there may be raw material, there may be semi-finished product, there may be final finished product. Some stock is there, they have value, right? Even a raw material, it has its value. So since it has a value in that, they call it as a valuation area. A plant is nothing but a valuation area by FICO. So similarly, see, PP module they are saying it as a production plant. Module they are saying is that stock keeping unit. FICO they say it as a valuation area. Similarly, SD module is SD module uses a plant as a delivering plant, because delivering plant here, delivering plant is the one from where a material is sent to the customer. Okay, delivering plant availability check, even if you create a sales order, whether the material available is there or not, that availability check is performed at the plant level only. There are so many organizational elements here, but availability check always performed at the plant level. This is an interview question actually. Where is the availability check performs? Availability check is always performed at the delivering plant. Okay, then we have storage locations. SL means storage locations. Storage location is another organizational unit. Okay, the storage locations are directly defined in the plant. It means in the plant we may have, for raw materials you have some area, some for semi-finished products you have some area in that plant only. Similarly, finished products you have some area in that plant, and under finished products again, some products needs refrigeration conditions, some products you need to keep in the shelves, some products you can keep in an open area. Like that, the total plant is divided into multiple storage locations as per the need. Sometimes when customer returns some material, Even the returned goods also you can keep one storage location. So whenever customers are returned, you can keep in use that particular storage location for returned goods. Some quality inspection stock also you can keep. Customer returned the material, so that returned material you cannot directly sell to another customer. That need to be checked from the quality in QM side, quality management, whether that is returned goods in a saleable condition or in non-saleable condition, like that. That's why they check the quality check once again before they send it to the another customer. So storage location is nothing but a place within a plant. Okay, one plant can have multiple storage locations as per the need. If you see, big companies like I told you already, SAP is implemented for the companies which are large scale companies, medium and large scale companies. See, and proprietary based small business, they don't go for SAP mostly because it is expensive. Small startup companies may not use SAP. So the company who is using SAP, it means they have their brand value. So let's say customer return the material without checking whether that material is in a saleable condition or not, without checking a proper check and all, they will not send the material to outside another customer. Let's say if they send it, what happen? Finally, again the customer, another customer finds it a difficult product. I mean, default or some damaged product. Slowly they lose the reputation in the market. If the customers say think that these guys are selling damaged product like that, so they will not buy it. So over the period of time the company reputation gets damaged, and overall that will have huge impact in the market. That's the reason big companies, they go for a quality check before a product is sent to the customer. Quality management QM module will thoroughly check the material. They test the material and they confirm it's ready to sell, then only companies sell. Say damaged pits, if they sell, they may make a profit 1 day or 2 days, but in the long run company reputation will spoil. That will have huge impact on the business. That's why they use all the functionalities to ensure that product is with a good quality and good condition, like that. Okay, so storage location within a is a place within a plant. Okay, one plant can have multiple storage locations. Similarly, in my country, India, let's say I have business in India, I may have multiple plants, not only one plant. I have four regions: north, east, west, south. So in four regions, I may have four different plants. That is a business, decision. But here, for an example, I have given two plants, but there can be more than two, three, four, like that. Okay. Then we have another organizational element called shipping point. What is the shipping point? Let's say customer placed an order for a material. Okay, we have to send the material to the customer. So in order to create a out, see, how do you send a material from the plant to the customer? In the SAP system, we have to create outbound delivery. We have to create a delivery document for the sales order. We have to create a delivery document for the sales order. Shipping point is origin for delivery creation. Shipping point is a origin for delivery creation. So in order to create a delivery, shipping point is mandatory. So we'll create it. Shipping point is actual place from where a material is going to the customer. From where material is going to the customer is nothing but a shipping point. Okay, that shipping point is mandatory to create a delivery, and that is an organizational mandatory organizational element for the logistics execution module. Highest level of organizational unit for logistics execution. So if you consider company code, two, and credit control area, three organizational elements: sales organization, distribution channel, division, sales office, sales group, these five from SD. So 8. Then plan to storage location. Okay, 9, 10. Shipping point 11. And we have one more warehouse that I have not here written here, because warehouse is in S4 HANA separately handled by EWM. So I have not mentioned here. So warehouse, total 12 organization elements we have, but from SD side only these five are sufficient in the real time. Okay, once you are doing all transactions from sales side, if you do not have proper assignment, let's see, I want to sell a material, a sale order is there, I have to create a delivery. For delivery creation, where the material is there, material is available in the plant. So for that reason, a plant connection from sales organization to plant is required for us. Similarly, once you have done complete sales transaction, you have to provide accounts to the company, right? So that is the reason whatever sales happen in your area, sales SD side, that need to be updated in the company code side. That's the reason we need to have a integration between SD and company code, sales organization and company code. Like that, this integration with other organizational elements is very much important, mandatory. Let's say there is a plant, lot of metal is there, it has some value. Who will check the finance? Who will check the accounts, asset, how much stock is there, and all that is taken care by FICO. That's the reason this plant is defined fine, but it has to assign to company code. Then only it has a value. Otherwise, there is no connection. They are like this isolated. Okay, we define organizational elements like this. We define them in the real time or here in the practice. We define them and we make a proper assignments. Let's say I say a company is defined and company code is defined. There should be an assignment of a company code to the company. Otherwise, there is no meaning. Let's say I have a Tata group we create a Tata Motors, something like that. And company name is Tata Motors, and I created a company code as a Tata Motors, and it is responsible. See, it is responsible to handle the finance, but it must be assigned to the company. Otherwise, it is of no use. Similarly, sales organization, whatever the sales happens, this is from sales SD module. Whatever the sales that I do, it must be assigned to the company code. Otherwise, it has no value. Simply you are doing transactions, but that is not getting updated in the FICO, that is not updated in the accounting side, again lost to the business, right? That's the reason this assignment is very much needed. Similarly, this sales distribution channels, I told you distribution channels nothing but a channel through which a material reaches the customer. Every distribution channel represents a business strategy, like how are you distributing your materials through your distribution channels. So you define the distribution channels, but you are not assigning to the sales organization. That is of no use. Let's say in India, I have direct sale is a distribution channel, retail sale is another distribution channel. I may have online sales, I have wholesales. Let's say I have four distribution channels. Okay, I have four distribution channels. But in Singapore, all the four distribution channels I want to use in India. That's the reason all of them I have assigned to sales organization. Similarly, this setup for India, we have a setup for Singapore also, where I don't want to do business, online business in Singapore. My business, whatever I have in India, I have in Singapore also. But in Singapore, I don't want to do online sales. In that scenario, what happened? We will not assign that distribution channel of online sale to Singapore sales organization. Okay. In some countries, we may have some ways of doing business. That's the reason when we are doing in the project, when we are implementing a project, client will tell us, see, I have doing a business, I have these products. Whatever they say, total products, we will divide them into the divisions. Division is nothing but a product line. So whatever the way they are doing business, we handle them in the form of distribution chains. They don't know SAP terminology. We are SAP consultants, so we understand their business and map it. That's why implementation projects are given to some experienced people, because we can map the things easily, and once you freeze the system, that would be helpful to the business. That's the reason. Okay, whatever the relevant distribution channels for the country, we assign it to the sales organization. Similarly, I have a divisions. So let's say four-wheeler, six-wheeler, heavy vehicles, all these are a business for us. Let's say in India, I want to sell only four-wheelers and six-wheelers. In that case, the division four-wheeler and six-wheeler I assign to the company sales organization in India. Heavy vehicles I don't want to sell here. I want to sell heavy vehicles, only heavy vehicles to Singapore. So in Singapore sales organization, we assign the division heavy vehicles. It means only they are allowed to do that. Like that, whatever the relevant assignments for which country, what we are doing, that we will make in the form of an assignment. See, distribution channels you define it, but for which country you want to assign them, we can assign them. Similarly, total products we are defining and we assign them to the respective sales organization. Okay. Now, the combination of these three, sales organization, distribution channel, division, we call it as sales area. We call it as sales area. The combination of sales organization, distribution channel, division, we call it as sales area. Very, very, very important terminology. This is very important term. Going forward, from SD side, we always talk about what is the sales area, what is the sales area, like that. So this is a combination of sales organization, distribution channel, and a division. So let's say there is a transaction happened. Usually we ask where this transaction happened. Let's say India. So sales organization India. How the transaction happened, direct sale or online sale, that is a, let's say, online sale, that is the distribution channel. What material customer has purchased, let's say four wheeler, this is the division. So if you say one transaction happened, these three must be involved in that. Where happened, how the transaction happened, for which material the transaction happened. That's the reason the combination of sales organization, distribution channel, and a division is a sales area to perform any sales transaction, either an inquiry, quotation, standard sales order, cash sales, rush order, third party sales, intercompany sales, okay, consignment sales, whatever it is, fill up, issue, returns, pickup, then outline agreements, either a contract or schedule an agreement. In that contract, again, rental value related service and service maintenance and quantity related, again free of charge delivery, even if you're giving free of charge delivery or subsequent free of charge delivery, even for the returns, okay, complaint documents for returns, credit memo request, debit memo request, invoice correction request, whatever the sales transaction you want to do, minimum one sales area is compulsory. Without having a sales area set up, you will not be able to do any transaction. Even to create a customer master data or business partner that we define, next topic would be business partner. So when we define a business partner, by the time we define a business partner, the sales area must be set up in the system. Okay, it's very, very, very important point from SD side. Sales area is highly important. Whatever you do in order to create a custom business partner, in order to create a material, in order to create pricing condition records, in order to do any sales transaction, sales area is mandatory. Okay, all these things we will define in the system. We are now understanding the concept. Once the sales area is ready, then see, individual, earlier what happened, they were defined individually. Now I am making the assignment, the connections, otherwise it will not work. See, sales office I have defined. Where are we assigning the sales office? I am not assigning sales office directly to sales organization, not directly to distribution, not directly to division. The sales office is assigned to the sales area. Okay. What is the sales office? It's a physical location where all employees work. Okay. Similarly, whatever the sales group, the set of employees responsible to sell the material, whoever is the responsible employees, they are assigned to sales office. Sales group is assigned to sales office. Sales office is assigned to sales area. Sales area is a combination of sales organization, distribution channel, and a division. So the sales organization I am assigning to company. Company is company code. Company code is assigned to company. So whatever we do, there is a connection. Finally, it will update in the company at the company level. Okay. And once this sales area assignment, then sales office, sales group is done, then now we go to the plant. I told you a plant is a production plant. From production PP model point of view, a plant is a stock keeping unit from MM model side, and a plant is a valuation area. from FICO side and a plant is a delivering plant from SD side. But whenever you define a plant, whenever you define a plant, whenever you define a plant, this plant must be assigned to the a plant must be assigned to the, this is the wrong assignment, plant must be assigned to the company code. Maybe it's my mistake. One second, I'll correct it. So plant must be assigned to the company code because company code is a valuation area. Whatever the value there in that plant must be assigned to the company code. Okay, once the plant is assigned to the company code, so whatever value in it, that is updated in the company code side. And then we have a shipping point. Shipping point is assigned to the plant. What is the shipping point? Shipping point is the origin for delivery creation, and in order to create a delivery, shipping point is mandatory. If shipping point is not identified, so delivery we will not be able to create it. The shipping point is always assigned to the plant. You see, shipping point directly will not be assigned to company, not directly assigned to the company code. It will not be assigned to any organizational elements except a plant. Okay, this is very, very, very important. And we have, see, this is wrong. Maybe the adjustment it has come like that. The plant must be assigned to company code. I'll make this correction. So plant must be assigned to the company code only, not to the company. Similarly, this plant may have multiple shipping points. Here in the example, I have taken one shipping point to the plant, but one plant can have multiple shipping points as per the need. Okay, maybe I have four-wheeler, six-wheeler heavy vehicles. I am using a shipping point. It's a physical location from where actual delivery taking place. I have, let's say, some 1-2 acres of land where I am using it as a shipping point. So all four-wheelers I am loading from one particular place, and all six-wheelers I am sending from one particular place, like that. In that particular area, you can define into the multiple shipping points, and in that place I can use it as goods receiving point also. See, shipping point means whenever you are using sending a material to the outside, that is shipping point. When you are taking return goods or inbound deliveries, see, we have two type of deliveries: outbound deliveries, inbound deliveries. Outbound means for the sales order you are sending a material to the outside. For that, to send the material outside, we need a shipping point. Okay, for inbound goods, whatever the is coming to our plant, we call it as a receiving plant. This is a shipping point and the goods receiving point. Okay, goods recipient receiving point, that we call it as, we'll define it. But usually module will create goods receiving point because they will take care of inbound deliveries mostly. Yeah, and let's say plant to company code is assignment is done. Plant to company code assignment is done, but I told you, no, plant is considered as a delivering plant from sales organization, delivering plant from SD side. That's the reason a plant to sales organization assignment through a distribution channel is mandatory. A plant to sales organization through distribution channel, this assignment is called as a delivering plant assignment. This is an interview question. What is a delivering plant? A plant to sales organization through the distribution channel is called a delivering plant assignment. So at the plant level, availability check takes place. This plant is mandatory to the sales order. If plant is not there, if plant is not determined to the sales order, then shipping point will not be determined to the sales order. If shipping point is not determined, then what happens? Route will not be determined and delivery will not be determined. If delivery is not created in the system, then invoice will not be created. If invoice will not be created, then customer will not make the payment. So complete showstoppers. To the sales order, delivering plant is mandatory. If delivering plant is there, system will default determine the shipping point and the route. Let's say you have an order. You want to send from Hyderabad to Bangalore. How are you sending it? Either by on route or you are sending by flight. How are you sending? So there should be a clarity. If some customer says immediately send me, then we may use a flight. that is cargo something. If they say that normal process, okay, now you can send as per your business norms, then we will send a truck like that. So we'll learn in detail about the determinations. For now, understand, a plant is directly assigned to the company code because it has a value that should be updated in the company code. But whatever the plant we have, we call it as a delivering plant, must be assigned to the sales organization through a distribution channel. Okay, whatever, see here, this plant is assigned to the company code, but this is not, I don't want to use it as a delivering plant. So in that case, a plant to sales organization assignment is not required. Let's say I have 4 plants in India, but I want to do business only with uh, I want to create outbound deliveries using only one delivering plant. In that case, whatever the plant from where we want to create a deliveries, if we know that, then we will assign that plant only to sales organization through distribution channel. Remaining plants are defined, they must be assigned to company code, but to sales organization, whatever you do, that is a delivering plant. Okay, this is a typical enterprise structure, organizational element that we define and we make assignment. Okay, you defined individually, and when a company is assigned to the company, company code is assigned to company, sales organization is assigned to company code, distribution channel is assigned to sales organization, division is assigned to sales organization. The combination of these three is nothing but a sales area, and the sales office is assigned to sales area, sales group is assigned to sales office, plant is assigned to company code, plant is assigned to sales organization through distribution channel, and the shipping point is assigned to plant, and storage locations are defined within a plant. It's like blueprint of your structure. If you are setting up a business, all these things we have to define them in the system. This is a entry point to learn SAP SD sales and distribution. Okay, usually in the outside institutes, they directly start with the enterprise structure. But why are we doing it? The last 3 days I have given an overview to understand why do we need them. In order to do the already mentioned sales processes, in order to do any of the sales processes, we need to have an enterprise structure set up readily available. That is the reason. Okay, without setting up enterprise structure, we will not be able to proceed further. Yeah, guys, I totally understand this is a new terminology that you all learned today. It will take some time to understand. Whoever is writing only will remember it. Simple. Thumb rule is that you have to write it on your based on your understanding. You can write it. Okay. This is the diagram that I want to show you to have some a visual effect that you will remember it, these terminologies and the assignments. Okay. Now let's get into the detailed discussion of that organization elements. Okay, whatever we have defined here, the company, all that stuff, okay, that is there in the theoretically I have written is what exactly is a company. It is an organizational unit in accounting which represents a business organization according to the requirements of commercial law in a particular country. If you want to set up a business, there are some rules, commercial rules, or some laws are defined, so based on that you have to set up a business. So that is the business organization we call it as, which should meet the legal aspects of the company. Example, these are the BMW is one of the company. Example I have taken. There are thousands of companies. I have taken some examples. BMW, Tata Motors, Apple, Infosys, Hyundai Motors. So many are there. All these are the companies. And then the company code. Okay, what exactly is the company code? It is an organizational unit under organizational unit in accounting. It is used to structure the business organization from a financial accounting perspective. I told company code is always into the financial accounting side. FICO will create it. Okay, what exactly is the company code? What exactly is the company code? Okay, company code is an independent legal accounting entity Company code is an independent legal accounting entity. At the company code level, balance sheets are taken. What is a balance sheet? Balance sheets which are required for internal reporting purpose. Balance sheets and profit and loss statements. Two things are taken from the company code. Balance sheet always talks about the internal reporting, like how much assets we have, what is the liabilities. So internal management wants to know something happening in the company. What are the total value we have? How many liabilities are there? How many assets are there? What is happening like that? For that purpose, the balance sheets are taken with respect to the company code for the internal reporting, and the profit and loss statements are taken. Why do we need a profit and loss statements? If you see, if you guys follow business news, usually in the Q1 they say that this company Q1 profit is this much. So let's say Tata Motors Q1 profit is this one, TVS Motors Q1 profit is this much compared to last year, year on today. YTD they give. Year last year they compare and they see last year this quarter this much was the revenue. This year this much is the revenue. They are into the losses and all, because profit and loss statements are taken which are required to submit for the external authorities. Example, government authorities, okay, stakeholders, income tax department, legal document. You can consider it as officially company announces its profit and loss statements. Balance sheets they need not show to the government authorities. That is for their internal reporting. But profit and loss statements are for the external authorities. Let's say you have invested in one company. Let's say stock market, people are investing huge amount. They want to know what is happening with the company inside, whether they are into the loss or whether they are into the profits. What is happening last quarter? Total year is divided into 4 quarters, right? Q1, Q2, Q3, Q4. Every 3 months is into one quarter. So what is happening in the last quarter, whether it was a say what to say, that profit or loss happened, how many crores of, usually you say all they are talking about in crores because all big organizations. So the profit and loss statements are for the external authorities. These are the major two things taken care from the company code side. Okay, though it is financial organizational unit FICO module, but we should know a bit about it. Very very important. Okay, and company code is the highest level of organizational unit for FICO module. Whatever they say day in day out, they always talk about company code, company code, company code. Okay, now sales organization. What is sales organization? It is an organizational unit or organizational element which is responsible to sell the goods and services. I told you three things, which is responsible to sell the goods and services and negotiating pricing related terms and responsible to handle customer returns. Major three activities are done at the sales organization side, and it is the highest level of organizational unit for SD module. Sales organization is the highest level of organizational unit for SD module. And see, as per standard SAP, one sales organization is sufficient for one country unless there are specific business process for the country. I told you, if there is one country, you can go for one currency, you can create one company code. If in the similar way you are doing a transaction in India, you can go for one sales organization. What happens if you go for more sales organization? Say, if you maintain more than one sales organization for one country, there will be duplication of the data related to customers, materials, condition records, everything will get duplicated. Let's say I have a customer in India, north, east, west, south. If I define four sales organizations, so I have to create him 4 times in the system, because customer master or business partner is created in the sales area. What is sales area? Combination of sales organization, distribution channel, division. If I create South India, one combination sales area, North India, East India, West India, like that. If I create 4 times, that same customer I have to create in 4 times. Means duplication you are doing. Similarly, material you are creating, you have to create it 4 times. Again duplication. Condition records you are creating 4 times. Again duplication. So remember this point. These SAP is implemented by big companies, right? So they have thousands of customers. one customer you are creating 4 times. If you go for 4 sales organizations in a country, assume that if there are 20,000 customers, let's say Tata Motors, how many customers they may have, how many cars they are selling. Okay, in that way you are doing multiplication, unnecessary creating duplication of the data. That's why it is highly recommended by SAP that until unless specific business processes, do not go for more than one sales organization. Let's say you have export to sales, you have domestic sales, means you are selling within India. If you have export to sales, you are sending outside of India. In such situations, business want to treat exports separately, domestic sales separately. In such situations, you can go for more than one sales organization. Otherwise, it is highly recommended not to go for more than one sales organization. Okay. Then distribution channel. As I told you, distribution channel, it's a channel or a medium through which material reaches the customer. Okay. Every distribution channel represents a business strategy. I told you in Singapore, let's say our business, we don't want to sell using an online sale in Singapore. Assume that example. So that is my business strategy. If you see some materials, some company they are using through only online sale. They don't want to do a direct sale. If you look at some mobile phones and all, Note 3, Note 4, something like that, it comes. They say only online sale. That is their strategy. They want to avoid unnecessary expenses by setting up their own outlet sort of stuff. That's a business decision or strategy. Based on that, the distribution channels are defined. You can see examples, direct sale, internet sale, wholesale, retail sale, all that. These are the example of distribution channels. Okay. And once the distribution channels are defined, we can use them for other sales organizations also. Let's say in India I have direct sale system. So direct sale is the distribution channel I have created in the system. Let's say that's distribution channel assigned to India sales organization. Similarly, same distribution channel I will assign to, because in Singapore also I have direct sales. Let's say in Europe, let's say all 25 to minimum, some 25 countries in the Europe I have a business. So 25 times I need not define a distribution channel. If they are doing direct to sell in 25 countries, in the SAP system, we create only once the distribution channel and we assign to all 25 countries. Okay, when we do it, you will understand it. Then the division. What is the division? It is a product line. It means a set of materials which business uses to sell to the customer. A set of materials which has similar attributes, characters, or features. Okay. If you have a lot of material, a lot of products for the business, we are segregating them into divisions based on their nature. Okay, based on their attributes, you are dividing. Like I told an example, Colgate, they are into toothpaste to one division, they have brush into the another division, like that. Okay. If you take an example, thousands of companies are there, they have different brands. Okay, we are segregating a brand with a similar attribute into one particular division. If you take an example of Reliance Mart, let's say Reliance Mart or Reliance Fresh, or local we have the Polymeras, or you have Puro Natural, some stores. So they segregate all vegetables into one division, all fruits into one more division. Okay, all dairy products into one more division. Like that, the products which have similar nature, they are segregating into different divisions. Vegetables one division, again in the vegetable they have different vegetable, that is again a material. So all the material which have that nature are considered as a division. So fruits, in the fruits again they have different fruits, that is different material. So division is nothing but a product line, a set of materials which have similar attributes. Examples you see: four-wheeler, six-wheeler, heavy vehicle, some soaps, perfumes, deodorants, like that. Lakhs of divisions are there overall, but for the business, for one business, what are the total materials? We are segregating them into divisions based on their attributes or features. Then we have sales office. What exactly is sales office? It is an organizational unit with a physical address. And in SAP, you need not define it. It is an optional organizational unit. But sales organization, distribution channel, division, it's a mandatory organizational units. Okay, sales office, sales group, these two are optional. Okay. And one, see, for my business in India, I may have complete country India, throughout India. I can have different sales offices for my requirement. There may be, all the states I want to have. Again, in all states, I may have, all district, district headquarters. I want to have a sales office. That is a business decision. They can go for it. Any number of sales offices we can create in the system. Whenever you are doing creating a sales office, we will assign it to the sales area. That is the point. Similarly, sales group, a group of people responsible to sell the specific set of products. Sales group. Okay. Sales group is assigned to the relevant sales office, and one sales office can have multiple sales groups. In one office, if you go to one particular shop, if you observe, they say that apparel section there are set of employees. If you go to the home line, home appliance section in that shop, there are set of employees in that. Again, in the home appliances, they say some refrigerator related executives are there, some television related executives are there. Okay, some washing machine related executives are there. So like that, in one sales office, you may have different sales groups, and each sales group have different sales employees. So total business we are structuring into structure. We are doing a structure that is nothing but an enterprise structure. Enterprise is nothing but a business symbol. We are business, total things are there. You are putting them in a structure order to do the transactions. Then a plant, we already know, we have already discussed. Plant, it is a physical location where production of the material takes place. Plant is a physical location where production of the material takes place. So as per standard SAP, plant is used by different modules in different ways. What is the different way? Plant is considered as a production plant by PPQM. I told you, they say that material production is taking place. That's why we call it as a production plant. And QM, they say that we are checking a quality management in that, so it is a production plant for us. They say PPQM. And plant is considered as a stock keeping unit by WM, EWM. They say that, hey, we are keeping stock in that material. We have raw material, all that stuff. They say that some raw. See, if you see big companies, they have very big plants. In that, some areas they consider it as for stock keeping. Some areas they consider as some raw material. In some portion of that area, they call it as a production plant, like that. Okay. MMWM, EWM, they call it as stock keeping unit. PPQM, they call it as a production plant. And plant is considered as a valuation area by FICO. For everything in the plant, the value is, whenever anything is coming into the plant, let's say raw material, or let's say semi-finished product or a finished product, FICO will make a note of it in the system. They call it as a valuation area. Okay. Similarly, a plant is considered as a delivering plant by SD module. When a plant is defined, you assign it to the company code, first assignment, and the plant to sales organization through distribution channel, whatever we do, that is called a delivering plant. For sure, interview question, okay? Delivering plant. Why is that? Because if delivering plant is not there, shipping point will not be there. If shipping point will not be there, route will not be there. If all these things are not there, outbound delivery I will not be able to create. And if plant is not there, very important thing, delivering plant is not there, tax will not be calculated. Always remember, output tax, we call it as in the SAP, output tax is always calculated at the delivering plant. Tax calculation is from the delivering plant. If plant itself is not there, tax will not be calculated. Without a tax, you are doing business, it's illegal as per the income tax authorities. Okay. And very important point already discussed, availability check for the material always takes place at the plant level. Whenever you are creating sales order for the customers, you enter some material, some quantity, whether that material is there or not, system checks at what organizational element availability check is performed at the plant level. This is again one more interview question. Okay. Topic wise, I'll send interview questions, guys. So you can expect that any question outside of them will not be there in your interview. All sales processes, every sales process is a question you should know. And here, what are the organizational units that we define in the system? What are the SD specific organizational units? Okay, what are the assignment of sales organization? What is the sales area? What is the delivering plant assignment? Can we have multiple shipping points to one plant? What is the plant shipping point assignment? All these are the interview question. Irrespective of experience, usually we put this question because once you get experience, we forget fundamentals. That's the reason we ask fundamental questions also. Whoever is good at standard SAP will be easily handle the customer because customer requirements, most of the requirements of the customer or client is addressed in the standard SAP. I told you standard SAP company doing lot of research and development every year. They are taking all industry requirements and they are fulfilling the requirement in the standard SAP software. So you as a consultant, if you know the in and out of system, then you can use standard functionality only. If you do not know the standard functionality, you go for unnecessary customization, all development work, technical work you do, and we will spoil the system. Last week we had one requirement, you know, the estimates from the technical team side for the development, it came over 104 hours. Total functional technical estimates we have given for 104 hours to do that work. So client has to pay for 104 hours, each hour this many dollars like that. But actually, that is a standard SAP. There is a control in the copy control functionality. Okay, I have enabled that copy control functionality. It's a matter of 2 to 3 hours maximum. If client comes to know that this functionality is there in the standard SAP, but we are using all customization unnecessary developments and we are charging him 104 hours of billing, where will the reputation goes? Where is 2 to 3 hours? Where is 104 hours? In such situations, what happens? See, not only money. When you are complicating system, already naturally, like we God has given us a natural body. You are unnecessarily adding something to it, making it complicate. Similar way, standard SAP has given a ready-made solution. We are just learning these features. Simple. It has, experts say that 100% of any client requirements, whatever it is, 100% can be done through standard SAP only. But we should know where that functionality, where is the control. For that control learning only we are doing it. Okay. Just example I am telling. People with half knowledge, go for everything development. We ask Abapa, write this code, write this code, write this, write that, and all unnecessarily complicate the system. After implementation, a lot of tickets come to the support team. For small things, they go for enhancements. Too much of tailoring, it will affect the business, right? Yeah. Anyway, you will learn a lot of things in the subject so that whenever there is a requirement in the business, you can simply map it. Try to understand the standard SAP. We try to first to fix it with the standard availability functionalities. If it is not there, if customer is asking some reports which are not there possible to in standard SAP, in such situations we can go for customization. We learn some enhancement, then you will know what exactly that means. Okay. Then the storage locations, already told, these are storage locations are maintained directly in the plant. Okay, one plant can have multiple storage locations. Like I told you, for raw material, I have some portion of it in the plant. For finished product, some for semi-finished product, for returned goods, for quality inspection stock. Like that, we can have multiple storage locations within a plant. There is no separate assignment. Okay, storage locations are maintained directly within the plant. Hence, there will not be any separate assignments. We have not done any separate assignments for the storage location. Okay, guys. Then a shipping point. It's a physical location from where actual delivery of the goods take place. Shipping point, it's a physical location where actual delivery of the goods take place. And once the shipping point is defined, it must be assigned to the relevant plant. Shipping point is assigned to plant, not plant is assigned to shipping point. This order is very, very important. That's why I clearly mentioned the arrows. I'll come to that screen again. Okay, see, once the shipping, these are the nodes, these are the interview points. Once the shipping point is defined, it must be assigned to the relevant plant. Once a plant, one plant can have multiple shipping points. If shipping point is not determined to the sales order, if shipping point is not determined to the sales order, outbound delivery will not get created. That's why we say, what is the impact of shipping point? The interview question comes like this: what is the shipping point and what is its impact? Shipping point is a location where actual delivery takes place, and once you define a shipping point, we usually assign it to the plant, and multiple shipping points can be assigned to the plant. And if shipping point is not determined to the sales order, then outbound delivery usually will not get created, because outbound delivery, in order to create an outbound delivery, shipping point is mandatory. If you say like that, then they'll understand this guy knows, all the functionalities of a shipping point like that. Hmm. In the shipping point, we have one field called, departure zone. So that is used for route determination. If a shipping point itself is not there, route will not be there. That's like interlinked. Then the last one is warehouse. This is an organizational unit under logistics. Okay. To perform any warehouse management activities, at least one warehouse is mandatory. Usually nowadays, this warehouse is addressed through EWM module. Okay. So warehouse is also needed. See, more or less, the plant and warehouse, they have similar nature. Okay. You, some places I consider only in the plant as a warehouse or warehouse as a plant, something like that. So both are same. But in the system we define warehouse is assigned in the combination of plant and storage locations. If you define it, this assignment is mandatory. Warehouse is assigned in the combination of plant and storage locations. In the real time, when we are working for a project, not only HD consultants, all module, whatever is the scope of that project, all module consultants will be there. We are not alone working. Okay, HD side I will take care of. FICO side they will take care of company code credit control area. Will take care of storage locations and the plant. Okay, LE side, if you, yeah, we can only define the shipping point. All the relevant assignments, every module will done. Then we create some material, some customers, okay, some business partners, then we create the scenarios. Okay, like we have all the sales process in the real time. Also, first we freeze the scenarios, whatever the sales processes for the business, for the client, we identify them, and based on that processes only, to fulfill that process only, we configure the system. Whatever you are learning here now, exactly the same thing we do in the real time projects. We understand the requirement, we map it to the respective sales process. To do the sales process, what are the things we need? In the same way, we keep doing everything starting from an enterprise structure. And then how many plants are there, how many shipping points are there, how many distributions are there, what are the divisions, all that things we get the confirmation from the business, then we create it in the system and we execute the transactions. Okay, that is what today's session. So very, very important thing here is this slide. Okay, what are the things? These are defined isolate, these are defined individually from these different areas in enterprise structure. Okay, once these are defined, the way the arrow is going, company code only assigned to company, not company is assigned to company code. Sales organization is assigned to company code, but company code is not assigned to sales organization. Very, very, very important point. Okay, distribution channel, the order is very important. Distribution channel are assigned to sales organization, divisions are assigned to sales organization. These three combinations are called as a sales area, and sales office is assigned to sales area, not to sales organization, distribution channel, division. Similarly, sales group is assigned to sales office. Okay, and plant is assigned to company code, not to company. Okay, shipping point is assigned to plant, and the storage locations are already defined within the plant. Once a plant is defined, it is assigned to company code, and the you see one plant can have multiple shipping points, and the assignment of plant to sales organization through a distribution channel. This assignment is called as a delivering plant assignment. Very, 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 very important point. Okay. Yeah. Any questions, guys? This is theoretically we have learned today the definitions and the assignments. So we will do it in the system tomorrow. Again, we will come to this screen, we'll compare the screen and we create it in the system. Are you guys there? Sleeping or what? Any questions?
No, sir.
Is that clear, guys? I think I have told it very clearly. Then you need to revisit the class, or you have to write it and read it. Then only you will get it. Hmm? See, till yesterday, only sales process. Today, enterprise structure has come. Tomorrow, you have a business partner concept. Like that, the topics will keep increasing. What you need to do is regular reading, regular practice is mandatory. Okay. So by tomorrow, everyone should have a system for practice. Whatever theoretically I have explained now, tomorrow we will define in the system. The moment I define it, maybe after the class, you have to define it, and you have to maybe next day I'll check whether you have the configuration is done correctly or not. Okay. System practice is compulsory. Without system practice, you will not remember anything. That is for sure. See these terminologies, like sales process. Every day I'm putting some questions. In the similar way, tomorrow I will ask what are the organizational units. Okay, what are the HD specific organizational units? Can you tell me some assignments? What is the sales organization assignment? What is sales area? What is the delivering plant assignment? Like that, these questions will keep coming every day. Some questions from sales process, some questions from enterprise structure, next some questions from the business partner, like that. This terminology will be repeated again and again and again for the next 2 months. So it will be very familiar to you. Initial days, it will be difficult to what is company code, what is independent legal accounting entity, what is balance sheet, what is profit and loss statement, like that. But over the period of time, this terminology will be friendly. That's it. Okay. If you have no questions, then we can close, and we will have a class tomorrow also, guys. Okay. Next week I may take a break for 2 3 days, so that's the reason I'm trying to cover. Tomorrow also we can catch up at 6:30. Fine. We'll, if
Okay.
no questions, then I'll close the call. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks everyone.
Thank you.
Okay.